Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
It's Friday! It's Friday, folks! Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hope you're having a great morning. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live from the Low T City Studio. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. The 9th of April. It is Friday, 5 minutes past top of the hour. It is Friday, Ben. Good morning, sir.
Good Friday morning to you. Most importantly, it's game day for the Diamond Vols. The Gators are in town. The Gators are in town. Big weekend for Tennessee. For Tennessee baseball. Big 2-week stretch here. Excited to see what Tennessee can do. prove themselves just a little bit more.
Do we need to pull the fire alarm at their hotel?
I don't think we have to worry about that because I think a bus ride from Gainesville to Knoxville on 3 separate buses is good enough.
That's what they're doing?
Yeah. COVID stuff. Busing from Gainesville to Knoxville on 3 different buses. I know Tennessee has taken 2 different buses when it has gone to Athens to play Georgia and gone to Tuscaloosa, third town, to play Alabama.
That's different, though, man. I mean, we bus from here to Atlanta.
Yes, much different.
Yeah, we've done that before. Tuscaloosa, I mean, that's a little bit further, but Gainesville?
A long ways.
Man, you ever take a long trip and then your first step outside of your car to walk, it feels like you are walking like George Jefferson or Red Fox, walking like your back then locked up, muscles all tight, legs hurting. Woo! I guess that's why you're taking 3 different buses if you're Gainesville Gator baseball team.
Well, the 3 buses is also because of COVID, trying to just space everybody out.
Well, that's why it's going to help because you're going to have more space. You'll be able to stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they are taking charter buses, but it's a long, what's that from Knoxville, like 8, 9, 10 hours, somewhere in that area?
I think it's like, I've never made that drive.
I've made the drive from Huntsville to Orlando, and that was, to be fair, I didn't make it all in one sitting. We drove to Tuscaloosa. Unfortunately, had to stay a night in Tuscaloosa. The wife and I did. At this time, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, fresh out of high school. Picked up 2 of our friends, went on a little couples vacation, but stayed in Tuscaloosa.
8 hours.
From here? Yep.
Mm-hmm. 8 hours. And then on that bus, well, they might have a police escort, so they can make it on time. So, yeah, right at 8 hours.
Yeah, but 8-hour bus ride, you kind of get off the bus and you got to go to practice on when you get here. I'm sure they went through I know they went through a practice last night when they did get here. So I imagine that was one of the more difficult practices. I know you're technically staying off your feet, but as anybody knows, after a long car ride, it's not the easiest to go out and do something after you've been in the car all day.
It is a time for upsets because Vanderbilt got. And what do you call it when a team gets beat like Vanderbilt got beat by Georgia?
The same thing as any other sport when somebody gets beat down.
What's considered a blowout though in baseball?
13-2.
Football is 21 points or more. Basketball is 20 points or more. What's baseball? How many runs would you consider a blowout?
In my head, I guess this is open for interpretation.
Oh gosh,
I'd say like 8-ish runs. Somewhere in that area.
8 runs is a blowout.
Yeah, I think so.
So we were playing a
8,
baseball
9, 10, somewhere in there.
Game on PlayStation, and I get up by 8 games. It's time for you to officially pass the sticks.
Yeah, I'd say so. Somewhere in that department. Now, we could go by the run rules in high school that I wish college baseball had. But if you get up after, somebody can correct me, but I think it's 10 after 5, something along those lines. If you're up by 10 after 5 innings, and then the game is over. So
goodness gracious, that sounds like Little League rules, man.
They do it in high school.
In Alabama?
Yeah, everywhere.
Really?
I always. Soft. I mean, they just kind of do it in. I mean, it was always a thing when I was growing up playing baseball. Now the rules were different.
That's actually a good idea.
Let
me take that back because ain't nobody got time to be sitting outside.
Exactly.
Knowing what's about to happen. The game is over. Let's go home.
Night. Especially on a school night.
Let's go home. The game is over. They ain't coming back after 10 runs and 5 innings. It ain't happening.
But the rules change from kind of state to state. Because I played in North Carolina, played in Georgia, played in Alabama, and I remember the rules kind of being different, the run rules being different depending on where you are. And then softball has some funky run rules, like 15 after 4, 10 after 5. So I'd say in that 10-run range is probably a blowout. But Vanderbilt got their tails whipped last night. Kumar Rocker did not look like Kumar Rocker, and
he got rocked.
He got rocked, all right. He put a new meaning to rocker in front of his daddy. But I was joking in our UT baseball group message that I have of people who cover Tennessee baseball, and said that, of course, the one bad outing for Kumar Rocker is before he plays Tennessee, the weekend before he comes to Knoxville. He just had to get that out of his system.
That's why when you play on a team as an underdog, you don't want that team to lose before they play you. Like, you want that team to win before they play you. If you're the underdog and you get ready to play a team that is better than you, you don't want that team to lose before you so they can go and fix mistakes and wake up. You want them sleepwalking. You want them to win. So Kumar getting rocked, yeah, he's probably gonna be on high alert. He's going to fix some of those errors, and he's probably gonna pitch the game of his life.
Correct.
Coming up soon.
Next Friday in Lindsey Nelson.
Y'all can fire my daddy. This is for my daddy.
Georgia just was unbelievable last night. And that's the beautiful thing of baseball, is that just kind of anything can happen on any given day. It doesn't matter if you're the worst team or the best team. You are capable of losing on any given day. But also, the other beautiful thing about baseball is, if you're Vanderbilt, you have another game today. You can kind of forget about last night and go out and win the day with the best pitcher in baseball on the mound in Jack Leiter, and you still have a chance to win the series. But they got absolutely rocked. Kumar gave up a 3-run home run in the first inning, gave up 2 other home runs later in his outing. Obviously, that's a total of 3 home runs, and going into the game, he had only given up 2 career home runs to that point, and Georgia hit 3 in like the first 3 or 4 innings.
Did he give up another one later in the game?
He did not. Or actually, he might have. It might have been a 4th. I had turned it off at that point, honestly. But then I saw where Georgia hit back-to-back home runs in the 9th inning.
Back to back.
And I'll be honest, I love Tim Corbin, and I don't care if people make fun of me for that, because Tim Corbin is awesome. He had a quote after the game, and he said, "They hit the ball really well. We hit the ball like ish."
Vanderbilt.
It's just straight and to the point.
Oh,
Keeping it real. We hit the ball like ish, except he did not say ish.
Well, ain't no other way to call it. Ain't no other way to describe it, I guess. We'll take our first break of the day. Swain Event, fueled by Daddy and Barbecue. Ben McKee, Jason Swain.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Open practice. We're talking about practice. Practice. Not the game.
Practice.
Talking about practice. I think I know which is a tough position to be in if you're Tennessee. I mean, fan interest is at an all-time low. Because of the product on the football field, NCAA violations looming. It's COVID. If you really, really, really want it, if you really wanted a lot of people there, I think if you would have promoted this thing weeks in advance, or at least 7 days in advance. And so if you're Tennessee, it's like, hey, we open this thing up. We want to give you more access, but it's kind of like COVID, and I don't know how much how many people we want to see this product just yet. Because we've been through an open practice. Butch Jones had an open practice, and that thing was promoted, and those numbers was huge, and those numbers were used to recruit. So we've been through this before. I guess that's one of the positives of going through 6 coaches or 5 coaches in 10 years, I guess. It's supposed to rain a little bit. But I hope there's a good turnout. Hope there's a good turnout. They had a scrimmage yesterday in Neyland Stadium, and I don't care if it's empty, man. Every time you scrimmage at Neyland Stadium, man, your juices are flowing. It could be empty, but there was just something different about practicing and scrimmaging inside Neyland Stadium, making that walk over to the stadium and scrimmaging. It's a different vibe. It's a different type of energy, different type of intensity. And Josh Heupel had what seemed to be some pretty honest takes about where Tennessee football is after their first real scrimmage. Had some guys running hard, playing hard. Quarterbacks, he commented on. Ben, looks like the quarterbacks didn't turn the football over, which is honestly the most important thing. Lining people up correctly and taking care of the football.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into kind of what took place in the scrimmage, according to Josh Heupel, since you brought up the open practice, he was asked about the format of open practice, and curious to see how much you believe his quote of it'll be pretty close to what we go through on a typical day. Do you think that it'll be close to what a typical Tennessee practice looks like behind closed doors? Because like when Butch and them had open practices, what we saw I don't think looked like an actual Tennessee practice. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Butch kind of did other drills on purpose because it was an open practice.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you got company, man, you're gonna change it up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna straighten up a little bit around the house. You got company coming. You're gonna burn some candles. You're gonna plug in the plug-ins. You're gonna spray a little Febreze on the couch.
Vacuum.
You're gonna vacuum up a little bit. You're not gonna you're gonna keep it all the way real. I'm keeping it real. I got dirty drawers on the floor. Anyways, I'm going to keep them there when company comes so they can see I keep it real. No, you ain't going to do that. No, it's kind of hard to – that's kind of hard to buy. But listen, we're just learning Heupel. It could be 100% right, man.
Yeah. And he said
it could be.
It'll mostly look like a typical practice. So I took that as there will be maybe a tad adjustment or two to not just completely give away whatever they've been working on. I thought his explanation kind of for an open practice was cool. We know why he is doing an open practice, why Tennessee has decided to open up practice tomorrow morning. But still, I kind of thought his explanation was cool yesterday when he asked about it, saying that the guys have worked extremely hard. The football field is a big part of kind of how they are improving in all areas. They put in 7 or 8 days of work up until this point. It gives us an opportunity to go showcase in front of our fans, in front of the state, who and what we are at this point, but also forecast a little bit of who we're going to be by the time we get to the fall, wanting an opportunity for our fans to come in and have an opportunity to see the work that our kids have put in and see who we are. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, for sure, man.
Response to asking why Tennessee decided to open up practice. But he seemed to be pleased with how Tennessee's first scrimmage of spring went. Said that the guys had a ton of energy and made a bunch of plays on both sides of the football. I thought defensively we started extremely fast, played with energy, got off the field, and played assignment sound, in particular early. As the scrimmage went on, I thought offensively we did a good job of getting into a rhythm, creating some big plays, and operating really efficiently with our tempo, our ball mechanics. I thought the quarterbacks did a good job of handling all those things really well throughout the day, played error-free for the most part. We'll want to correct some things as far as decision-making inside of the pocket, but took care of the football. Really good day for us as far as our first scrimmage, our first live action. He was asked how Tennessee divvied up the quarterback reps and said, as we've got from day to day in practice, gone from day to day in practice, each quarterback has been designated that they were going to run with the 1s, the 2s, or the 3s. On that day, you get into a scrimmage, and it's been a little bit different. They basically rotated through, got a set with the 1s. The next time they were running with the 2s, and then the 3s. As we got late in the scrimmage, we based everything on play count and got those guys close to evening out. I thought all three of them did a really good job of managing the game. Communication was good, not great. We can be better in that area. I thought they pushed the tempo and were pretty sound in their decision-making in the passing game. All three of them took care of the football and allowed us to move the football at times. They are picking it up. Never where you want them to be. You're always pushing them to be further ahead, but they are a competitive group that's approached the practice field the right way. Anything that stands out to you from his talking points on the quarterbacks?
Yeah, the positivity. The whole entire thing, man, stands out to me. You know, and how positive that he's been talking about this practice and the mistakes being decreased. First scrimmage is usually littered full of mistakes, turnovers, bad decisions. We're talking about a brand new system. It's first scrimmage. I wasn't anticipating as much positivity as we've heard so far. Remember the last 3 years? Whenever a play doesn't go right, most of the time it comes down to like one or two people. How many times Pruitt has got up to the podium and was like, "Hey, man, we had everything blocked. It had everything, but this one player, and maybe he didn't want to throw the player under the bus. Maybe he's trying to defend, the quarterback, and the guard didn't do one thing right. I got it. How about the first play in Jeremy Pruitt's era? The first play. That's a sign right there. That's a good example against West Virginia. The first play in the Jeremy Pruitt era was 10 guys doing the right thing. And one guy messing up, and it started the ball rolling in the wrong direction against West Virginia. It only takes one to mess up the entire play. So, yeah, the positivity, man, and the lack of mistakes stands out to me.
Now, do you think he's being genuine? I'll ask you the same question that I asked you earlier about how practice will be run. Do you think he is being overly positive? I'm sure he is being overly positive, but do you think he's being genuine in his comments so he doesn't really throw anybody under the bus?
I think there's extra effort put into the positivity, which is totally fine because this team needs it. They've been beat down. They're like wounded animals, man.
That is the example that I was going to use. And I can kind of attest to a wounded animal, and not bringing this up because of the Aaron Beasley situation, but my little sister, she's fresh out of college, almost a year now, 6 months, graduated in December. She lives in Nashville now, and she adopted a dog from the kennel, and I think the dog's like 5 years old, and it was beaten before my sister got the dog, and now the dog just, I mean, every quick movement, I mean, is skittish, jump set, everything, because it had been beaten for so long. And so just trying to reinforce positive energy to the dog and showing the dog some love to kind of, I don't know that you'll ever make up for what the dog went through prior to, but just after being beaten down for so long, just trying to build it up with positive energy and love is the key.
Yeah. So, no, I don't think it's phony. I don't think it's made up, because at the end of the day, the proof will be in the pudding. But I think you err on the side of positivity here. You err on the side of lifting up your players as much as possible. The thing that also stands out, Ben, is maybe you're getting less mistakes because there's less things to think about. You can play faster.
That's been the message from offensive players to defensive players. There's less to think about. You just go out there and you play. You get the signal, you get the play call, and you go play.
Yep. A lot of the work is done already for you, and that's coaching. When the coaches are like, here's the book, teach yourself. What if a teacher comes in and is like, here's the book? Like, do you really even need a teacher if the teacher always goes out of the book? Do you really even need a teacher?
Probably not.
Like, think about middle school, the teachers in high school, the teachers that all they would do is just go by the book. Chapter 1, chapter 2. Read chapter 1, test at the end. Do you really even need a teacher for that? No. Teachers just there babysitting. But the teachers that don't always have to go from the book and they're actually teaching you the information. It reminds me a little bit of this coaching staff, where a lot of the work is done for you already. So now you just react to go. 865-255-03. Be right back.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup, or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of the shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Time for Around the SEC. It is Friday. Tennessee baseball this weekend.
Let's go.
Is there anything else going on in this conference that matters, Ben?
Oh, there is. I have great news for Tennessee fans. You ready for some positivity?
The Florida baseball team has a severe case of diarrhea.
Possibly. Hopefully.
And they have to play.
Hopefully. No.
Good thing they're not wearing white uniforms.
That is true.
You know about those Florida athletes.
Yeah, I know. They like to play with a little dookie stain in their pants.
Pooping in their pants.
They're going to poop in their pants after they see Chad Dallas on the mound tonight. Go get them, cheese. No. Herb Jones has officially declared for the NBA draft. So Tennessee fans don't have to worry about Herb Jones anymore. Herb Jones, the Alabama star this past season, the reigning SEC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. He has gone off to the NBA, so that is great news for Tennessee fans. Now, I will give a tip of the hat to Herb Jones and John Petty. I think if Nate Oates continues to have the success that he is having, and if he's able to kind of even have more success in terms of tournament success, because he's already won an SEC title, obviously, with this bunch, regular season and tournament title. But if he's able to get to the Elite Eight, the Final Four, potentially win a national championship, and I'm willing to throw national championship into this conversation of what Nate Oates could potentially do, because A, I think he's a good enough coach to do so. B, he's recruiting at the level to where he is going to have the type of players to go out and win a national championship. Just yesterday, he picked up the Texas Tech transfer that used to be a top 30 player, and he's added a ridiculous amount of talent over the last calendar year.
His style of play is fun to play, man.
Yes.
You can just shoot it. If you're open, it don't matter how much, how far you are. Nate Oates' style is basically like the NBA.
Yep.
And the thing about the NBA is like everyone plays the same style. Everyone. Every team plays the same style.
But also, and this is my point of why I am tipping my hat to Herb Jones and John Petty, is if John Petty and Herb Jones don't have as significant of an impact on Alabama this season, a little bit of last season, and do the things that they have done and lead Alabama to the success that they had this season. Nate Oates' style is fun and all, and great coach to play for, but he's not recruiting at this level without the contributions of Herb Jones or John Petty. So if Bama does make it to a Final Four, win a national championship in the future, they can look back and Herb Jones and John Petty will have played a big role in them doing so, even if they technically aren't on the team that goes out and makes it to the Final Four, wins a national championship, because they've set the standard for Alabama basketball, and they helped get over the hump. Because you go back to Anthony Grant, you go back to Avery Johnson, there was a lot of hype each and every single season kind of with that Alabama team because they had talent on the roster, especially under Avery Johnson, but they could never get over the hump. And John Petty, Herb Jones helped them get over the hump. So I think they are two huge pieces to Nate Oates finding success there.
I find it intriguing that you're deferring to Nate Oates as a potential national championship coach. They went 26-7. Of course, they were a number 2 seed. What is the big difference between Tennessee 2 years ago and this Alabama team previously, other than winning the conference championship in a tournament? Because both teams failed to get to the Elite Eight.
Mm-hmm.
A close game that went to overtime in the Sweet 16 against a team that went to the Final Four that happened, or against a team that could have been to the Final Four, Purdue. Purdue was right there. UCLA obviously went to the Final Four and had a chance to play in the national championship game. But I don't remember hearing a lot of talk about Rick Barnes winning a championship after 2 years ago when we lost. What's the difference?
For me, personally, are you asking?
I'm asking what's the difference? Because
are you bringing it up because of my personal comments or just kind of the consensus after Tennessee lost?
Your comments. You just mentioned national championship possibly for Nate Oates in the future.
For me personally, his style of play is better suited for today's day of basketball. I personally prefer Nate Oates' style of play to Rick Barnes' style of play. Not saying that Rick Barnes' style of play or what Barnes does is bad. He's won over 700 games. Rick Barnes is a great coach no matter what anybody has to say about his tournament success. He is still a great basketball coach. So when I say that I like Nate Oates' style of play or what he does better, that's not to put down Rick Barnes and what he does. It's just I think Nate Oates' style of play is better suited for today's basketball. So that's one reason I believe that. And the other is as well as Rick Barnes has recruited because of what they were able to do with Grant, Admiral, and that bunch, Nate Oates is recruiting even better than what Rick Barnes was and how he was recruiting based off of the success that they had with that initial group. Just go through.
He got a 5-star on Josiah Jordan James after that year.
He did. I'm not, again, that this isn't to put down Rick Barnes.
No, I'm just asking what's the difference in why you feel like Nate Oates is a coach that can, win a championship based on this previous season, when you can make a case that Tennessee's season in 2018-19 was just as good, if not better, outside of the tournament championship, because Tennessee had a better record. Tennessee was number 1 in the country for a couple of weeks. Alabama was never in that position. Again, I understand the tournament success in the conference, and Tennessee kind of finished in the same fashion in the tournament. Got some players that went to the NBA, but I just don't remember. Oh man, this championship is in the future. I can feel it.
As well as Rick Barnes was recruiting, he was not recruiting as well as Nate Oates in Alabama is right now, on top of adding the incoming talent to a Javon Quinterly, a Jaden Shackelford, a Josh Primo, and all that current talent that's on the roster. They're adding just as much talent coming in, and they're going to have the pieces once again to make a run. Tennessee did not have that after Grant and Admiral moved on from that loss to Purdue. They weren't going to make the tournament last year unless they won the SEC tournament before COVID ended Tennessee's season. So to me, it's the style of play, and Alabama is recruiting better than Tennessee is. That's why.
I don't think them not making tournaments relevant because that didn't happen yet. But you're right. Like, I understand what you're saying. The talent that Nate Oates is bringing in, because of the transfer portal, Rick Barnes did not have the transfer portal at his fingertips like Nate Oates and every other coach in the country. If the transfer portal was where it is right now, right after Grant Williams and those guys decide to leave and Jordan Bone, then maybe you get an announcement just like Alabama got from Texas Tech. I'm asking about the initial reaction right after the season about the future of what Nate Oates, Rick Barnes can do. And I just remember there wasn't a bunch of championship talk after Rick Barnes had lost to Purdue, and it just feels like that Nate Oates is just going to turn around and be here again this year or next year. He's going to be knocking on the door for years to come. And maybe it's because Rick Barnes didn't do it at Texas.
That was going to be my next point.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe because Nate Oates is younger and he's newer.
He doesn't have that history of coming up short.
Maybe that's it. But the Alabama team, they started off not really great. More losses than Tennessee. You compare it to the 18-19 team, but man, when they got hot, they got hot, and they did finish. They did finish the job, which what I mean by finishing is winning the SEC tournament, something that Tennessee did not do in 18-19. So I don't disagree with you. I think Nate Oates, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think Alabama's going to be good for years to come. I don't know if they're going to be good as this past team, but they're certainly going to be attracting really good players because of their style of play. And I like their style of play. I prefer watching it over others. But don't forget, 2 years ago, there was a team that won a championship that had the worst style of play, Conzo Martin style of play, in
right.
Virginia that won a championship, literally beating teams by scoring 50 points. The most boring basketball ever offensively. And Bennett and Virginia won a national championship with a boring style of play. So Rick Barnes can win a championship with this style because this style probably lines up more with Virginia than it does, Nate Oates in Alabama. So or Baylor or Auburn, which is what we have seen recently. So no, I don't disagree with you. I just found it interesting.
My overall point was that I think Nate Oates will continue to have great success. I would be surprised if he does not. And I think the reason that a big reason why he will continue to have a great amount of success is because of the contributions of Herb Jones and John Petty. They played instrumental roles in kind of turning the culture there. That was my overall point. And that was John Petty Herb Jones officially declaring for the draft was big news. And then the other big news did pertain to Alabama in the Texas Tech transfer that I mentioned. Namari Burnett was a top 35 player coming out of high school, signed with Texas Tech and transferred midway through the season and had been in the portal for a while. He's from Chicago, your hometown, Swaino. So he's a baller if he's from Chicago.
My hometown's Huntsville, Alabama, Ben.
Your hometown is where you were born.
No, that's not. See, that's why you all crossed up on your Alabama takes. That's not true. Your birthplace is your birthplace. Your hometown's where you grew up.
We looked up the definition of hometown, and it said your birthplace was one of the options. So
no, it ain't my hometown.
That was the big news around the SEC was the attrition with with Alabama basketball. And then Vanderbilt guard Isaac McBride entered the transfer portal, which was a little bit of a shock. Isaac McBride, he is transferring for the third time. His next school will be his third team. Signed with Kansas out of high school as a big-time prospect, transferred to Vanderbilt, and now he is transferring once again. So Isaac McBride is on the move.
You know where we failed? We did not give Keon Johnson the proper amount of time making his announcement. He's declaring for the NBA draft, and he's going to be, a top 10 pick, definitely. Who knows if he's going to slide in the top 5. I saw some rankings that had him at 6, but he's definitely going to be a top 10 guy. And with the new WNBA jerseys hitting the streets, not really hitting the streets, not available yet to everybody, but the NBA players getting their new Nike WNBA jerseys, Keon Johnson and Jaden Spring going to the NBA. I don't know, man. I might have to cop me a basketball jersey, man. Give me a Candace Parker jersey. Candace Parker, Chicago Sky.
So
the number 3.
You're willing to wear another grown woman's jersey?
Absolutely. Candace Parker. Absolutely. It's medium.
Depending on what team Keon and Jaden get drafted by, I'm going to have to find me some Keon and Jaden gear. I don't know if I'm willing to go full jersey.
Pelicans?
No. And that's honestly, that's more so because the Pelicans unis are trash. Their color scheme and kind of their, quote, swag right now, I think their quote, swag is horrendous right now. Their jerseys are ugly. Their gear is ugly.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of it.
The blue jersey is okay.
The ones that say NOLA.
I mean, them ain't bad. Them ain't bad. The Nets jerseys are hot.
Who? I guess the.
Oh yeah, the NOLA. Yeah. With the green, yellow, and gold. But folks down there love that though, man. That reminds them of Mardi Gras.
The red ones are hideous.
The red with the red top and the white and the blue at the bottom, yeah, those are terrible.
Yes,
the ones they've been wearing a couple times this year, yeah, those are trash. NOLA, it's all right. Probably, I wouldn't rock it.
But depending on where the team that drafts Keon, the teams that are projected in the top 10, the Timberwolves, Pistons,
of course,
like Magic. The Magic, if he got drafted by the Magic, which that's number 4 overall, so I don't know if you'd go that high, but I'd rock some Magic gear. I would not rock any Thunder gear. That's another team whose unis are pretty basic and boring as the Thunder. The Wizards, would you rock some Wizards gear? You did say yesterday you are a Wizards fan because you like MJ.
No.
The Cavs, the Raptors. Projected to pick number 8 right now. If he went to the Raptors, I'd definitely get me some Raptors gear.
The old school dinosaur jersey on the first Raptors jersey, man, is a classic.
Funny enough, he's projected number 9 overall to the Magic in this mock draft. The Magic have the Bulls pick, and with the 9th pick in the first round, they've got the Magic taking Keon.
Yeah, the Magic unloaded a lot of talent, man. They're rebuilding, so athletic guard. T-Mac. I remember athletic guard T-Mac took over the Magic team, and they built around him after he left Toronto. I can see him going to the Magic, man. I will seriously think about rocking me a Keon Johnson, Jaden Springer jersey, depending on where those guys get drafted.
Jaden Springer is projected to go 12th overall in this mock draft to the Pacers. Pacers got some cool stuff.
I don't know about the Pacers. I don't know if I can rock a Pacers. I take that back. That might be the one jersey I'm like, I don't like the Pacers.
I kind of like their vintage Pacers, like Reggie Miller.
I'm still mad.
Jerseys.
I'm still mad at the Pacers about how they almost beat the Bulls back in the day.
I know why you don't want to rock Pacers gears.
Why?
It's because you're a hater. You dislike me, and you don't want to rock Buckhorn colors.
That's not 1,000% true.
It's just like 999% true?
No, I'm open to Buckhorn. My best friend is a basketball coach down in Huntsville, and he
go Bucks, fear the deer.
You guys, I don't know the latest, but you guys had an opening. Don't know if you still got an opening. My buddy interviewed for the job, so there's a chance that he could be the head coach at Buckhorn. If he is, then I'll have to be a Buckhorn fan. Ugh.
Lovely.
Ugh.
Go Bucks, fear the deer.
Hopefully he gets a head coaching job somewhere else.
How dare you?
That'd be great. Ugh. Can't be rooting for the Buckhorn Bucks. I know, Ben. Yeah, I got an NFL player, blah, 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 blah. I get it.
Starting NFL player. The best at his position NFL player.
Don't go too far. 865-255-03. Jackson says that Minnesota pick goes to the Warriors if it's outside the top 3. Florida Vols fan says Spurs.
Spurs got some cool colors and unis.
Oh yeah, I like the old school Spurs. I think Coach Popovich would be perfect for Keon Johnson. Perfect.
He would be.
Perfect.
But I also wonder how much Pop has in him.
Yeah, he ain't got that much.
And they haven't been bad the last 2 or 3 seasons, but it's been a struggle for the Spurs the last couple seasons.
I mean, they had a dynasty run, man. They had a dynasty run. All those guys retired, man. Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan. Those guys are long and gone. So,
like, it wouldn't surprise me if it came out this summer or this offseason that Coach Popovich was retiring in the next year or so.
Nate the Great says, I was born in Jackson. I assure you, I never once lived there. I lived most of my childhood in Lexington, Tennessee, so Lexington will be my hometown, Benjamin.
Well, here you
Laughing
go.
Emoji.
Here you go. Ask Reddit.
Oh,
what is considered
Reddit.
your hometown?
Reddit is your source.
Sometimes it can mean the place you were born.
Sometimes.
Okay,
and it's
but
Reddick,
still.
And it's Reddick.
Mostly, though, it means the town which you consider to be your home, which is what you say and what Nate the Great is saying on the text box. But it also says sometimes it can mean the place you were born.
If you live there.
No.
Reddick is the source, by the way.
That's right. Where's your source, huh? At least I have a source. Where's your source?
Common sense.
No, you have no common sense.
Zach in Hawaii says, did you get to go to the scrimmage yesterday? No, I did not. I did not go to the scrimmage yesterday. My daughter had a track meet, and I was getting killed by pollen for 3 hours sitting outside watching my daughter's track meet. So, no, I didn't get a chance to go to the scrimmage. Not yesterday. There was no possible way I could swing it. No possible way. So, but we will be touching on the scrimmage. We'll be touching on Tennessee football, their first scrimmage in the stadium all throughout the show. All throughout the show. We just tipping. We just hitting a little tip of the iceberg so far in hour number 1.
Still have to talk about the physicality Tennessee played with in the scrimmage, kind of what Heupel was wanting to accomplish, the main goal. Did somebody win the scrimmage? Did they go full tackle in the scrimmage? Still got a ton to talk about from the scrimmage.
The Mafia, calm down. Calm down, the Mafia. Memphis Pam, just how many quarterbacks do we have competing for the starting position? 3 right now. 1 suspended in Salter. When he returns, hopefully he'll be trying to compete for the starting job and not just chalk it up to a red shirt, hopefully. If Tennessee goes out and adds another quarterback after the spring, it could be 3 if you lose one, or it could be 4. So, yeah, 3 right now, Pam. 3 right now.
Would you consider where you lived your hometown because you lived there the longest?
For me right now, I don't know, man. People ask me, like, where you from? Technically, I've lived in Knoxville longer than Huntsville. But I came from Huntsville, Alabama, where I grew up. So I don't know, man. I don't know which one I would say. I know I ain't saying Illinois is hometown. It's just my birthplace, man. This is where I was born. That's all. Hour 2 coming up.
Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup, or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Tennessee, Florida, 3-game series this weekend. Ben, I won't make this touchdown turnover, but I just want to ask you, do you think we see a sweep on either side?
No.
All right. Touchdown turnover. Tennessee wins the first game of the series between Tennessee and Florida. Florida's making the 8-hour bus trip. Tennessee maybe catch them in the first game. Touchdown turnover. Tennessee wins their first game of the 3-game series.
Well,
what's wrong with you, man? Are you using the bathroom or something?
Yes.
Are you using the bathroom yourself, Ben? You okay? You all right, Ben?
A little bit.
You okay now, Ben? I'll just mess with you. What you got?
Well, first, I will say that I picked Tennessee to win the series. So I think they'll win 2 of 3. I don't know which games it'll be, though. Part of me kind of feels like the 2 wins, at least according to paper, if you look at the matchups on paper, I think that the 2 most likely wins are actually Saturday, Sunday. Especially Sunday, because you have your most talented pitcher in freshman Blade Tidwell on the bump, and he's going up against a Florida lefty, Hunter Barco, who does throw 95, and it will not be fun for Tennessee to face 95 from a lefty. But Hunter Barco has an ERA north of 5, so he has struggled throughout the season, struggled with command. So I think Tennessee can win that game on Sunday. Just looking at the pitching matchup, and then I think they win on Saturday because they've kind of had to shuffle their number 2 starter around. Florida has Jack Leftwich, who returned to Florida instead of going pro. He's had a good season, but he has not lived up to preseason expectations because preseason expectations were just so high. And at one point, Florida moved him to the bullpen. So it is TBD who starts game 2 on Saturday. So I kind of feel like those 2 games are the most winnable for Tennessee. But tonight, it's hard not to have a ton of faith in Chad Dallas. He had his worst outing of the season last Friday against Alabama.
The game I watched.
Yes, the game that you watched. Maybe you just don't need to watch.
No, that's the secret right there, man.
It is. But I know he's going to bounce back. That's just the type of guy that he is. He's got a lot of grit to him, and it's why he is Tennessee's Friday starter, although he is not the pitcher with the best stuff on the mound. Tony starts Chad Dallas on Friday because he is a competitor. He sets the tone. He attacks hitters, and his teammates love playing with him on the mound. So that is why Chad Dallas starts on Friday. So it's hard for me to go against Chad Dallas. But Tommy Mace, Florida starter today, is a very talented pitcher. Will play professionally for a long time. And that's a weird situation. If his ERA is under 3, he's having a really good season. But because preseason expectations were so high for Tommy Mace, he hasn't necessarily met those expectations just yet. So I'll say turnover. Tennessee does not win tonight, but they bounce back like they did last weekend and win game 2, win game 3 to win the series.
Man, perfect time to catch Florida off the bus. I'm going to go a little bit opposite. I'm going to go touchdown. Just because I want to be different from Ben.
It's definitely a possibility. I can see the road trip playing to Tennessee's favor. I definitely think that's a factor. The 8-hour road trip and 3 different buses and dealing with COVID protocols and being just on the road in general and having to practice last night when you get to town. I do think that there's a strong possibility that Florida comes out of the gate slow, and Tennessee has a propensity to jump on other teams early. So I could definitely see that playing to Tennessee's advantage. This is an important series, obviously. Number 4 versus number 11, SEC East opponents. Vanderbilt next weekend. Big time weekend.
Neyland Mafia. We just had a whole conversation about Alabama and Tennessee basketball, Neyland Mafia. You complaining about us talking about Alabama basketball. I thought you were supposed to be positive, Neyland Mafia. You must be back on Twitter again. Twitter's getting to you, Dylan Mafia. It's poisoning you. It's poisoning you. Jackson says Keon Johnson coming off the bench for the Warriors would be great for him. Man, I would love him with the Warriors. Love it. Joshua Virginia says I was born in, Aurora. I think that's how you pronounce it. Golly. I hope that's how you. I don't think that is.
Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora, Illinois. It is Illinois, not Illinois. Illinois. Was there only 2 weeks before my family moved back to Virginia. Couldn't tell you the first thing about that place other than it's where Wayne's World was based. Always Vol says, I guess my cousin's hometown will be Japan now instead of North Carolina. LOL. LC Vol says, I was born in Huntsville, but I've always lived in Fayetteville. I don't claim Huntsville as my hometown. John K. says, using Reddit as a source is capital J journalism. I missed that class. Maybe I was sleeping in that class. Or maybe I was watching film on Florida in that class. Who knows? Who knows? John K. Ben, who are the Grizzlies gonna draft?
I don't know. Hopefully a post player.
Hopefully someone in the late first round.
Yes. I'm sure they'll be in the late teens to early 20s. That mock draft that I was reading earlier had Jalen Johnson, the Duke player. The Duke Jalen Johnson. If the Grizzlies drafted the Wake Forest Jalen Johnson, the former Tennessee player Jalen Johnson, y'all would have to come get me off the top of Henley Street Bridge.
The shade that was thrown towards Jared Garantano by the fan base, and especially DR Vol and
everybody,
Ken, I think it is right up there with the shade that you have thrown at Jalen Johnson, Ben. I thought him being gone, you're going to leave him alone.
No.
Why you so rough on Jalen Johnson, man?
Because his name triggers me.
I can tell. I can tell. WTN Vol says, any idea what the capacity will be for the orange and white game? I do not have an idea. I don't think they have said anything about the limitations.
They'll announce that over the next week or so.
The orange and white game?
Details, yes.
Yeah. I mean,
attendance and
maybe it's going to be the day before so they can hey, we want you to come, but we don't want too many of y'all because COVID's still going on. Maybe they do that. But no idea yet. Honestly, man, I don't think there will be a capacity. That's my hunch. I don't think they will be limiting limiting the capacity orange or white game. I don't think they will. That's just me. 90s Vol says Bama's going to miss Petty and Jones. 90s Vol, I can't be reading anything about Alabama basketball.
You're going to trigger Neela Mafia.
Neela Mafia's going to get mad. Jennifer Moore says, I need some Vol baseball hype train music this morning. You better get on, Ben.
No. Here's the thing.
That's right.
Miss Jennifer.
That's right, Ben.
You need to get on it because we started with the Tennessee baseball hype train at the top of the show. And if you would have been listening from the start of the show, you would have heard that, Miss Jennifer.
I mean, the missus was 7:39.
And we talked about the Tennessee hype train at 7:05.
Oh, Jennifer at the beach,
Well, she's up early enough to be on at 7:39. What's 30 minutes?
First 30 minutes, she was enjoying, she was making a sandcastle or something. I don't know, man.
We're already on the Tennessee baseball hype train, Miss Jennifer.
Big Sam, what song was that 7:37 break around that time?
Well, we all play instrumentals, and they're instrumentals I've never heard of, so
it's going to be tough right there. That's going to be tough. Chip Payne says, is the open practice more about the prospects possibly coming in to visit, or is it really about the fans?
Recruits coming in to visit.
Always about recruits. I think Chip should throw in a third one in there, and about our players.
Show them off.
No, that's not the angle that I was going. But yes, you can show them off. Josh Heupel did make a reference of that. But I think if you're a coach, you're still learning these players. I think you can learn a lot about them when you put some fans around them, and you see how they compete and respond, and how their play elevates, how their focus elevates. This will be the closest thing to a game that you're going to get without a game. It's having people in the stands during a practice. And these coaches are trying to learn these players. Remember, they didn't recruit them. So put them in an environment where there's 5,000, 10,000, however many fans. And the question that you had about a player 2 weeks ago, maybe you get some answers about that player in front of a crowd. So I think it's about these players too. And these coaches being able to tell, okay, the lights were a little bit bright, and this player took his game up a notch. Something to think about too. So, yeah, it can benefit players, coaches, fans being able to see behind the curtain and go to practice if it doesn't rain crazy, and then prospects, man. All this Zoom meetings and virtual tours is coming to an end. And Tennessee is going to have to get people on campus, hugging their neck, out of eye contact, to out-recruit some of the teams that they're having to recruit against, especially with the NCAA stuff hovering. It's really going to have to be done a different way than everybody else. Charger Vol says, can we please have the baseline umps pull those masks down from the eyes this weekend? Oh, boy, got rung up last week on a check swing. It looked like the first base ump had his mask just under his eyes. How Tony V didn't get thrown out of Turd Town after that, I'll never know.
Here's the thing about college umps. They all suck. So when you watch a college baseball game, don't expect things to go well either way. And even more importantly, the strike zone last weekend was absolutely atrocious.
Bro.
If you're going to be bad, at least be consistently bad. The one umpire, game 1, game 2, I can't remember which game it was, the inside part of the plate, the inside pitch, it'd be a strike 1 inning, and then the next inning, it would be a ball. Can you at least consistently call it the same?
I was watching the game. When I watched the game, the first game, I was like, I thought that was a strike. That's not a strike. I thought the ball goes across the plate. I thought that was a strike. It was just it was very inconsistent, man.
Yes,
it was very inconsistent.
That is a good way to put it.
It
And that's what makes coaches the most mad is when it is inconsistent. They can handle, an outside pitch, a plate, or a pitch off the plate. They can handle it being called a strike if it's called a strike all game long, or vice versa. If it's called a ball all game long, they can handle that because the hitters know, okay, he's been calling this a ball all game long. He's been calling this a strike all game long. But when you flip-flop every 2 innings as to what that pitch is going to be, that's when the coaches get really irritated and really mad. And that's what that umpire was doing.
You know what? We did not get an update from Vala Birmingham since he went to the game last week. He's in Birmingham. He told us he made the trip over to Tuscaloosa. We did not get an update on his experience there in Turd Town at the stadium. He has not called since.
Sounds like we need a phone call from Vol in Birmingham, or we're going to have to start calling him by his first name again.
Theotis?
Yes, Theotis.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Big weekend for Tennessee athletics. Tennessee baseball going up against top 10 program team in the Gators. Tennessee football is hoping to impress their quarterback of the future. A guy that has been right there at the top of Tennessee's list for a couple weeks now. Austin Price dropping nuggets there on VolQuest.com. Man, first weekend in probably, a year? We're actually going to host some prospects on campus. Taven Jackson. One thing about Indiana, man, that's right. He is from Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Indianapolis area.
You're gonna get some great basketball players, and the football players that are from that area. They don't really have an in-state school that they have an allegiance to. I mean, they may go to Notre Dame or something, but they don't have an in-state school that you have to worry about if you're trying to pull a kid out of Indiana. It's not like trying to pull a kid out of Florida or pull a kid out of Alabama or Louisiana, Texas. And Indianapolis is right down the road. 65. Well, you can go to Indianapolis to Louisville, Lexington, Knoxville, or you can go Indianapolis to Nashville, Knoxville. I don't know which one is shorter. I've never really made that trip.
Indianapolis is 5 hours.
Yeah, I've been through Louisville, Lexington, Indianapolis on my way to Chicago, but I never went with me as a driver from Indianapolis to Knoxville going through Nashville. I haven't done that before, so I don't know which one is quicker. But Taven Jackson, man, all eyes on him.
All eyes on him.
Can Tennessee do enough this weekend to make a huge impression to put Tennessee out in front?
They need some good weather.
Put that full court press on them.
They need some help from the weather. My phone only goes until 8 a.m. right now, but that is the first sign of potential rain.
It's supposed to rain yesterday, it didn't. It's supposed to rain in the afternoon, it didn't.
Really? I've only seen where it's supposed to rain. It did rain yesterday afternoon. It poured. Where I live, there was I was on the phone.
That was like 11, 12 o'clock. That was like 11. I'm talking about like afternoon, like 3, 4.
I'm talking afternoon 3 or 4. I was on the phone with a recruit, and I mean the bottom fell out of the sky.
Man, that was a real thunderstorm because I was in Hardin Valley, the track meet, and I had put down some stuff in my yard, and I wasn't going to water it because I saw the report, the weather report.
It rained over.
Supposed to rain at 4 o'clock, and it. I came back home. I didn't see any.
Now it did not rain long. I mean, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. But there's one point to where the bottom absolutely just fell out of the sky for like 5 minutes, and then kind of a steady rain for a couple minutes after that. And then it like I said, it did not rain long, but it did rain. Over where I'm at.
I hope that the rain forecast Saturday is going to be wrong. Because I hope the fans get a chance to come to the practice and get a good viewing of practice without having to run for shelter because of the rain or have to have an umbrella or thunderstorms and people have to leave and the practice is cut short or anything like that. Man, I hope it's just a great atmosphere for Taven Jackson. And I'm looking at Rivals.com. And there's some Kansas State energy on this thing, but hey, man, come on now.
Kansas State.
Come on now.
Kansas State.
They got the little. Well, you guys. My bad. You guys have the fan cast.
You better watch what you say about our rankings.
Boy, yeah, it's you guys now. It ain't just them. You're part of Rivals now. So I guess I can't talk junk about Rivals to you.
Might reach over and give you 2 pieces and a biscuit.
I gotta text a friend.
Yeah, you better.
With my Rivals negativity.
Yeah, you better text somebody else.
Whenever they have a Tennessee prospect that's not as high as the other prospects, I gotta text my negativity to somebody else.
Ball up your fist and text somebody else.
I text Vol Nation. 247. ESPN had Taven Jackson rated higher. Forget Rivals. And forget Ben McKee, too. Greenwood, Indy. Anna is Taven Jackson, where he's from. And 6'5", dual threat quarterback, and according to Austin Price, man, going to be paying a visit to old Knoxville. Feeling good, Ben? Feeling good about his visit?
Taven Jackson?
Yeah, you feeling good, man? I see Florida offered him. Florida State offered him. You know, he's one of those prospects that, you know, is a little late to the party as far as his recruitment. Very talented, but he's available. He's available, and Tennessee's putting all the eggs in his basket, and it was the reason why Missouri was able to beat Tennessee out for
Sam Horn.
Sam Horn is because Missouri for months and months and months had Sam Horn number one on their board, and they made Sam Horn a priority. And so Tennessee is doing that with Taven Jackson. Will that be, along with this visit, will that be enough to give Tennessee the lead?
I like where Tennessee's at with Taven Jackson. I don't think they're anywhere close to a commitment or anything along those lines. But I do like where Tennessee currently stands for Taven Jackson. Tennessee's been full court press, may be too strong of a phrase to use, but they've been making it known how important they are to him.
Priority,
he
man.
is to them.
He better be a full court press if you have him number one and you've already lost 3 or 4 guys that you wanted and they went elsewhere. You may be putting a full court
I guess
press.
when I hear full court press, I think of what Tennessee did with what Jeremy Pruitt did with Ty Simpson, and then all eggs are on one person's basket.
Yeah, I think anytime you make a guy number one, that's full court press. Like you have to.
That's fair.
You know what? Rivals ain't that bad. Because Taven Jackson's listed,
now, right?
Huh?
Because I work there now, right?
No, it has nothing to do with it. Taven Jackson is listed as a 3-star by 247 Sports. Rivals has him as a 4-star.
You know how we do. Big things popping, little things stopping.
All right.
Us over here at Team Rivals, baby. Rivals for life, RFL.
Fake T.I.
I'm the real T.I.
Yeah. TMI. I want to hear all that. Be quiet. TMI.
The bigger question is the Wade twins right now. That is the topic of conversation surrounding Tennessee football recruiting. They may not be the most prolific recruits that Tennessee is after. Destin and Keaton Wade over there from Middle Tennessee at Summit Hill. Kentucky and Tennessee, that's who it's down to. They're making a decision next Friday, and it seems like the difference, because they're going to go to the same school, obviously they're twin brothers, seems like the difference is going to be which school is willing to give them the best opportunity to play quarterback. And so if you're Tennessee, how do you handle that situation? Keaton Wade, his Destin's brother, is probably the higher rated recruit, outside linebacker, pass rusher. Destin viewed as an athlete, but wants to play quarterback at the next level. How do you communicate to him that he's going to get a legitimate shot at playing quarterback, other than just simply, oh yeah, we'll give you a shot at quarterback? Because just saying it is not going to land him, in my opinion.
The way I look at this, and I'm not looking at this as a Tennessee fan, but just as a guy that's played at this level and seen this story play out, you take the place that you feel comfortable at, where you like the teammates. You can't make a decision based on your ability to play quarterback. Because look at Terry Wilson. Look at Terry Wilson. It don't really matter where you go. between Tennessee and Kentucky. If you're good enough to play quarterback, you'll play quarterback. If you're not, you're going to change positions. Don't matter if it's Tennessee. Doesn't matter if it's Kentucky. Simple as that. Simple as that. I find it funny that Tennessee, Kentucky is like, hey, man, we'll give you a chance to play quarterback. Give you a chance to play quarterback. We'll even recruit some of your teammates.
Here's the thing, though. Like, it feels like a genuineness may prove to be the difference in terms of how legitimate of a chance Destin Wade will get to play quarterback at either school. It seems like that is going to be the difference. The genuineness in the opportunity that he is going to receive to play quarterback. And he may end up following a similar path that Jawan Jennings did, not in the sense of he's going to turn out to be one of the best receivers in Tennessee football history, but in the sense of, remember that first spring practice with Jawan when he was at quarterback?
Oh, I remember how he had the worst offensive line ever.
Not only that, he was the only quarterback that was live.
They were knocking his head off.
Like, that is, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is not the most genuine opportunity at playing quarterback.
Where's my green jersey? Where's my green jersey? Jawan was like, where's my green jersey? It's dirty. We didn't wash it. We didn't wash it yet. Jawan, just wear the orange jersey. You be all right. Just wear the white jersey. You be okay. The defense know not to hit you.
Right. So it can't be. It feels like it can't be that type of opportunity to play quarterback for Destin Wade. And he is from Summit High School. I said Summit Hill. He's from Spring Hill, but at Summit High School, I get the two mixed up because my best friend lives in Spring Hill. So I apologize, Mr. Destin, for incorrectly stating your high school. Please don't.
You're going to pick Kentucky now, Ben.
I know. All my fault. And he's going to DM me.
It's going to be your fault, Ben.
I know. So, I don't know. It'll be something to monitor. They're two big-time recruits, for sure. Two big-time players in the state of Tennessee. And whether you think he's going to be a quarterback or not, you need to land him. Land both of them.
It don't matter if he goes to Tennessee or Kentucky, man. If he's going to play quarterback, he'll play quarterback. If he's not, he won't.
Well, and here's the other thing, though, and I meant to bring
simple.
this up a second ago, but my ADD got the best of me again. Mark Stoops has been tremendous at Kentucky. Absolutely tremendous. I'm stunned that he's still Kentucky's head football coach. I thought he would be elsewhere at a bigger football school by now.
Because Florida State's a bigger dumpster fire than he originally thought.
Yes, and that's the only reason he's not there right now. But the one position that Kentucky has struggled with is quarterback. Terry Wilson. Prior to Terry Wilson, they just, that was rough.
You don't know who they had before, do you?
I did at the time, but now they were so bad that I forgot.
Terry Wilson and
they had the
dudes before them.
They had it's number 14, big old kind of pudgy white guy. You'll say the name and I'll remember. But even like Joey Gatewood, the Auburn transfer, was supposed to be ready to play from day one this past season, and he wasn't. You had to fire the quarterback's coach, fire the offense coordinator, bring in somebody from the NFL.
Yeah, you fired Eddie Graham. I think Eddie Graham was coaching like running backs in the OC.
Yes.
Or some other position to be in the OC. But yeah, you
had to bring in Liam Cohen from the Rams, who is now the former Kentucky quarterback before Terry Wilson was kind of like a Bo Wallace, just a bad
Drew Parker? Was it Drew Parker?
That was one of them. He was the 4-star quarterback that they signed that he never panned out. I'll look it up here in a second. But my point is, like, Kentucky football has struggled at the quarterback position under Mark Stoops.
Yep.
They've struggled to develop quarterbacks.
Yep.
What is Josh Heupel known for?
Yep.
Developing quarterbacks. So even if opportunity to play quarterback, I'd rather be coached up at the quarterback position by Tennessee and Josh Heupel than Kentucky. Now, again, Kentucky did just make a change with Liam Cohen, bringing him in.
I'm sorry, I don't think they're genuine, man.
Kentucky?
I'm sorry, man. I don't think any school is genuine when it comes. You know what? I'll take that back.
Patrick Towles. Thank you, Aaron. Remember him?
Nope. No, I do. Trash. It wasn't that good. I'm over here back into 2016. Had dude.
Who's your
Steven Johnson.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Steven Johnson was the quarterback in 2016.
And he the guy that beat Tennessee in 2017 when Jeff George caught the Hail Mary at the 2-yard line.
Ugh.
Remember that?
Ugh. Nope, I don't. Sorry, I forgot. Deleted it from my memory. Steven Johnson was the quarterback in 17.
Yeah,
too.
he was the quarterback that beat Tennessee, and Benny Snell went off on Tennessee. I'll never forget.
So Terry Wilson wasn't quarterback until 18, and then
towards ACL in 19.
Yeah, so 16 and 17 was Steven Johnson. Whatever.
Yeah. So they've struggled. Stoops' time. Maybe there's a different vibe now that they brought in a legitimate quarterback guy from the NFL, but still, Josh Heupel is proven at this level. I would rather him coach me up than somebody who is not proven at this level.
Yeah, I think Kentucky, I think Tennessee are both genuine about giving an opportunity to a guy to play quarterback. And that's the one thing about playing quarterback. It's pretty easy to tell if a dude can do it or not. Jimmy Holiday was given an opportunity. C.J. Faton was given an opportunity. James Banks was given an opportunity. Juwan Jennings was given an opportunity. You don't have a problem giving guys some reps. And then they can see it. You in line. The guy in front of you is a real quarterback. He's throwing lasers. Making it easy. Making it look easy. You go, and it's just harder for you. And then you kind of figure it out yourself. I'm not a quarterback. And that's going to happen regardless of where this kid goes. Kentucky, Tennessee. It doesn't matter. If he's not better than the guys around him competing for the quarterback job, it don't matter if he's at Tennessee or Kentucky. He's going to switch positions. It's going to happen if he wants to play. If he wants to play, if he just stuck on wanting to be play quarterback and is okay with being second, third string, then, I mean, that's a little weird to me. But if he wants to play and he sees that he's third or fourth on the depth chart and he wants to play, he'll change positions. Most of those guys do that, whether it's Tennessee or any other place. So, Kentucky-Tennessee battle, huh?
It is. And I don't want people to hear Kentucky-Tennessee battle and assume it's a Kentucky-Tennessee battle of old. Like 6-7 years ago, then it was okay to judge kind of the validity of the player that Tennessee was going after. But Keaton Wade, 4-star outside backer.
It's been 2 players we lost to Kentucky recently.
Yeah.
2 defenders.
Yeah. The 5-star, what's his name? Jordan Rogers.
Justin Rogers.
And
Oak
then
Park, Michigan.
Yep. And then Octavius Oxendine, the other defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So these are 2 legitimate players. So don't hear Tennessee-Kentucky battle and assume that they're players that Tennessee should not be taking. These are good football players that Tennessee needs to land, especially considering they're from the mid-state at Summit High School in Spring Hill, Tennessee.
There you go.
Would be a big recruiting win.
865-250-503. Stay with us.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
Vol 92 on the YouTube chat box says, I saw a famous person today. The Andy, apparently work at the same place.
Apparently work at the same place?
Donovan says, go Vols, baseball Vols. But I saw that, thought I'll read it. Anyways, it's time for what? Maybe that was for what. I'm going to Chattanooga, Tennessee for this one. A minor league baseball team in Tennessee has its mascot back a day after it was reported stolen from a ballpark. The Chattanooga Lookouts announced Wednesday on Twitter that the costume for what's the costume?
Like what?
Louis?
Something like that.
Has been returned home safe. Chattanooga Police Department spokesman said in an email that an employee of a nearby aquarium found the costume near the team stadium. The Lookouts told authorities that the mascot costume was stolen from an office at AT&T Field on Tuesday, according to the Facebook post from the Chattanooga Police. The mascot's head looks like a big red baseball cap with a black brim for a nose. The Lookout said hundreds of dollars of merchandise and equipment were stolen. Why would you do this? Why would y'all steal a mascot uniform?
Louis the Lookout. No, it's Louis the Lookout, Swain. Not Louis the Lookout.
Gotcha. Louis the Lookout. He looks like the Western Kentucky Hilltopper mascot. But I'm giving them for what? Why would you do this? They have not found any suspects. Police are asking for tips and information on identifying the suspects saying callers can remain anonymous. Somebody please snitch on these idiots. Please snitch on these idiots.
Have you ever dressed up as a mascot?
No, but you have.
I have. See, some of us don't have college football player privilege. Some of us have to dress up as mascots for money.
Hey, man, you're getting it out of the mud.
Yes, that's right. We get it out the mud.
Started from the bottom, now you here, working at VolQuest. You used to dress up as a mascot.
That's right. You wasn't with me when I was shooting shots in the gym.
No, man. Now you big time, man.
That's right. I dressed up in several mascot uniforms when I was working for the Tennessee Smokies. Anybody who has been to a Smokies game knows that they do the mascot run. If I remember, I think it's like between the middle of the 6th inning, I think is when they did the mascot run. I never dressed up as like one of the Smokies mascots, but kind of the different themed mascot runs. The chicken run, I would be the chicken who runs from the kids. The kids run, the mascot run. I'd be the chicken, and the kids would chase me. And on Thursday nights, Thirsty Thursday, the intoxicated adults would chase me, and I dressed up as the chicken. I was Bugs Bunny on I think it wasn't Space Jam night. It was like Looney Tunes night or whatever. I was Bugs Bunny. There was another one that I'm missing. Oh, I was a shark one time.
Golly, man.
Nobody ever caught me though. Nobody ever caught me. I felt cool when I was in my Bugs Bunny costume because I was walking on the concourse, and every 2 feet I was getting stopped by the little kids. Can I get a picture?
They thought you was Bugs Bunny, not because they knew you was Ben McKee.
They knew it was Ben McKee dressed up as Bugs Bunny. So, Ben McKee, can I get a picture with you?
And so now,
Mommy, look, it's Ben McKee.
Now, you big time. You asking Josh Heupel questions about special teams.
C-Mac was not a fan of my special teams question. Do I get it for what? For asking a special teams question?
I do see where C-Mac is coming from. Like, ain't nobody care about special teams during the spring.
I care about who's returning kicks and punts and who's kicking, considering Tennessee does not have a returning kicker. That's relevant information.
I understand, but
nobody cares until they miss a game-winning kick or until the punt returner
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not the game, the spring. I get where C-Mac's coming from, but I do get where you coming from too.
I mainly wanted to ask about kind of who was repping at kick returner, punt returner.
How many questions did you ask?
Just one.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you ask one question. That one question is about special teams. That's a question that you would ask if you get 2 or 3. That's all I'm saying. But now you have all questions. You should be getting 2 or 3 questions now.
Well, I do not personally get 2 or 3 questions.
It's time for you to get 2 or 3 questions.
Austin Price asked the question. Brent Hubbs asked the question. Eric Kane asked a question.
Yeah,
and
4.
I asked,
that's 4 for VolQuest. Y'all
exactly.
taking over.
And I was the second to last question. So
the
scrimmage had already been asked. A bunch of questions about the scrimmage had been asked. Questions about open practice had been asked. Questions about Aaron Beasley had been asked. Well, technically, Aaron Beasley was asked after me, but I knew the Aaron Beasley question was coming because the person who asked the Aaron Beasley question texted me and said, hey, has the Aaron Beasley question been asked, because he got on the Zoom late. So I knew that was coming.
Dang, Ben, you going to put him out there, huh?
Well, I was explaining why I didn't ask about Aaron Beasley. And then the first question off the jump was about the suspended players and if there's any update. So second to last question, nearly all the questions have been asked. What would you like for me to ask at that point?
When is Heupel going Daddy and barbecue?
He's already been, so I didn't need to ask that question.
When is next time he's going? Well, they had that in Catered, yeah. But when is he going Daddy and barbecue with Rick Barnes? That should be the question. No, I'm just kidding. You had a good question, man.
No, you don't have to make me feel good. I liked my question because I actually care about kick returners and punt returners. We literally had a conversation about kick returners and punt returners earlier this week.
But you're the person that wants Tennessee to adopt punter UPU.
I do that as a joke.
Yeah, that ain't no joke.
It is a joke. And more important news.
Ain't no joke. You the guy to say, hey, man.
Hush. Enough of this.
You ugly. No, I'm just kidding. But you really for real? Yeah, right. Nice tactic.
I am that type of person. I don't like to be mean to people.
Nice tactic.
More important news. Misty Salter, just at 12:37 a.m., shared some awesome content to the Twitterverse. As we know, Caden Salter's father has been battling COVID, has been in ICU, and according to Misty Salter, Caden's mom, Daddy's wife, has walked out of the ICU last night. Caden Salter's dad, that is.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing, man. That's amazing.
Got to eat in the cafeteria.
That's amazing.
So it looks like the road to recovery has begun.
Man, that's awesome.
Would rather be on the road to recovery than fighting for his life. So
man, that's awesome. That's good news right there, man.
Great news.
That's great news.
Especially, I mean, just like I'm not going to get into a COVID conversation, so that's not my point when I say this sentence. But you just like never know how COVID is going to affect somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Just like last weekend, and I almost mentioned this around the SEC when we were talking about Bama basketball, but I did not want to trigger Neyland Mafia even more. But Bama, the Bama athletic family kind of suffered a unfortunate loss last weekend. Luke Ratliff was kind of a mega diehard Alabama basketball fan, and if you have watched any Alabama basketball game over the last 3, 4, 5 years, you've seen a young man in the student section with a sports coat and has kind of been the face of the Alabama student section. Went to every game this past season, road or home, traveled to Indianapolis for the NCAA tournament, was very close to the team, the coaches, the players, the coaching staff had gotten him a sports coat, and he caught COVID, and 24 hours later he was dead, passed away 24 hours later because he caught the COVID version of pneumonia, or just pneumonia in general. He caught pneumonia because of COVID, and 1 hour, 8, 9 o'clock at night, his mom was asking for prayers on social media. An hour later, it came out that he had passed away, and 24 years old, fresh out of college. So glad that Caden Salter doesn't have to go through that, and also kind of keep that Ratliff family in your thoughts and prayers. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I saw that, man. He was there. He was their super fan. John K on the text box says, "Punter, you baby." Yeah, but you know Ben be taking that stuff serious. Don't let him fool you. Talking about something. I'm just joking.
I am just joking.
Tennessee. Ben is proud of Tennessee being punter you. Proud of it.
You know me.
Proud of it. Always Vol says sounds like they need to pull a Pruitt and what they did to get Holiday. Have a Zoom on how we plan on using you as a quarterback, because Kentucky saying they will not take another quarterback is a pretty strong statement. Then I bet they will take one from the portal. Teams will do what it takes to win. Teams will do what it takes to bring in talent. And, yeah, you'll have a chance to play quarterback at Tennessee, at Kentucky. But if you don't prove that you can play the position, they'll move you, man. They'll move you. It don't matter what school it is. If I had a young man I was giving advice to during the recruiting process, and he had to make a decision based on which school's going to give him the best chance to play quarterback, I would tell him the same thing. Both schools will give you a chance. You'll get reps. Reps is your chance. Anything past reps is a lie. No one can guarantee that you're going to play that position. It's no different than playing receiver, offensive line, linebacker, whatever. You will play if you prove to be one of the best guys at that position. And if you're not, then you either won't play or you won't play that position if you want to play. You'll have to change. But reps will be your opportunity. And if you are given reps at that position, there's your chance right there. Hour 3 is coming up around the corner. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Man, Hopper got a chance to get a little taste of the Knoxville media.
Just answering difficult questions about special teams, baby.
The hard-hitting questions about a third of the football game. That is right, Ben. There's a standard here because it's punter you, and you must uphold that standard. That's right, Ben. Let them know. Punting you is a real thing. Oh, gosh. Josh Heupel, Taven Jackson is hitting up Knoxville this weekend, according to Awesome Price of VolQuest. 6'5" quarterback, and when talking about quarterbacks, Josh Heupel says, they've had tall ones, short ones, fast ones. We've had guys that did not run quite as fast, and some others moved around probably like I did back in the day. It doesn't matter. They're accurate. Some of them had huge arms. Some of them have really great with their timing. To me, it's all about the intangibles. You got to be smart. You got to be competitive, willing to lay it on the line every single day, 365 days out of the year. You have to be able to demand it from the guy that's next to you. Those intangible things are what we're looking for in our quarterbacks here at Tennessee. We're going to find it, and it's going to be a guy that's going to help lead us to a championship. Accuracy. Intangibles. Everything else is give or take. But you can't have an inaccurate quarterback. And you can't have a guy that people are not willing to follow. At all.
Accuracy, leadership, and decision-making. Probably the three most important traits of a quarterback.
Yep. Ben, you had something that you felt like, and I saw a little bit of it too on Twitter, created a little bit of a conversation about Heupel's comments and what he said.
Yes. He was asked about what he wanted to, he was asked who won the scrimmage, and he sidestepped that aspect of the question, saying that who won, who lost. I don't have a scoreboard on that side of it from today. I know there were a bunch of plays made by both sides of the football with each group. There were some things that were glaring that we got to get corrected. We're learning how to have winning habits inside of our program. We're getting rid of a bunch of habits that aren't going to help us win. The thing that I love about this group is that they listen, they're attentive, they're working to become what they're capable of. The challenge and the race against yourself to become as good as you can, as fast as you can. These guys have accepted that in a really positive way and are starting to demand it from the guy next to them inside of the locker room. That accountability has to come from within, and our group is starting to learn that and take ownership of that.
The thing about scrimmages, Ben, is it's really no winners or losers. Because it's one team and you're practicing against each other. So, like, okay, awesome. The defense had a great day. They won today. But you're still worried because you're like, man, what? Our offense is terrible. Oh, my God, we didn't move the football. We had these turnovers. So, on one end, you're happy if you're a defensive coach that your guys are creating turnovers and flying around and making plays behind the backfield. But on the other hand, inside your same team, the offensive coaches are like, oh, my gosh, we can't block anybody or secure the football and get open. So you always have to take scrimmages kind of with a grain of salt. You always have to. I think the most important thing is the intensity there, number one. Number two, making sure guys get out healthy. You don't want any major injuries. But there's always going to be things to critique whenever you have an inter-squad scrimmage. Always. Always. I saw someone on Twitter was like, man, this stuff sounds believable coming from Heupel.
It really does. Does it sound believable to you?
Yeah, man.
I think the reason, though, it sounds believable to me is because I know that he is truly making an effort behind the scenes to live up to what he is saying publicly. I think that's why it sounds believable to me, because I know he is like following up on his on his word, following up on what he is saying behind the scenes. He is truly genuine in caring about the players more than just being a simple football player, and that there is a culture of positivity right now. We talked about Theo Jackson and his comment about having fun again. Talked about that yesterday, just as something as simple as an ice cream truck. How that just, even though it sounds so simple, it does lift the spirits of the football team. So I think that's why it sounds believable to me, is because I do know that behind the scenes, like Josh Heupel is walking that walk. He's not just talking the talk, but he's also walking that walk as well.
It's a grind. It is a grind. Well, they knew what they signed up for. It still is a grind. Well, they on a free scholarship. They get a free scholarship, whatever. It's still a grind. It's a grind. You got a job, 9 to 5. You got kids. Every day is a grind. Every day. And for these young people, that from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep, their schedule is laid out for them. And you're pushed to not have a bad day. And Tennessee can't afford to have a bad day. You got workouts. You got injuries. You got little nicks and bruises where you get up and you just sore. You don't feel like it. You got to push through. You got practice. It's hot. It's hard. You got to push through. All this drama that's taking place with this football program and all these questions surrounding your future. You got to think about how long these players were left in limbo about the future of their head coach. This stuff started surfacing, Texas A&M game. From that moment up until January is when he finally got fired. Mm-hmm. That whole entire time, November, December, and the parts of January, they didn't know who was going to be their coach. And they were told by Jeremy Pruitt, which you're supposed to if you Pruitt, because he didn't know. He didn't know what was going to happen. He probably thought he was safe. He probably thought that the NCAA didn't know what they knew, or Tennessee compliance didn't know what they knew, or the law firm that Tennessee brought in didn't find out what they found out. They uncovering everything.
As they should.
They're trying to dig in places I didn't know you can go. They're trying to find out stuff. So it's not over. I can promise you that. But Pruitt didn't know. Pruitt probably thought, oh, yeah, we good, man. They ain't going to find that out. Oh, yeah, they ain't going to find that part out. But when you got guys using school phones or ladies making text messages on school phones, and you can always go back and read them, you start asking questions, you're going to find out a lot. But these players, going back to my point, man, these players have been through so much. And it's a grind. And so you got to have some fun. You got to have some fun. These are 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old, 22, 23 young men. But sometimes, man, we just need a little bit. We don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. You ever seen a baby?
Yeah, I've seen a baby.
And a simple peekaboo game. Man, kids be laughing their butt off, won't they? They be giggling, man. Just a simple peekaboo. Peekaboo. You ain't told any jokes. Knock-knock jokes, Dave Chappelle jokes, no jokes, just simple peekaboo game. A baby will laugh their butt off. Just simple. Simple. And sometimes that's all we need. That's all we need. Just something very simple. As an ice cream truck, man, can make the difference. Players been beat down, man. They've been beat down. So good to good to hear the positivity. And I think this coach staff has to be very intentional about when to push and when not to push, when to use positive reinforcement, when not to. I truly believe that. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. And Hiller is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
go to the Swain Event text box this morning. 865-255-03. Tennessee also lost a 5-star O-lineman from up north. I thought that was the D lineman.
I think he's referring to
Justin Rogers?
Yes.
Yeah, D lineman.
Yes.
Same high school as John Kelly.
He could have played both, but he's playing D tackle at Kentucky.
He also says Stephon Johnson got hurt, came out the locker room like Bill Murray on Space Jam. Oh, man. We were talking about Kentucky. Oh, man, I really don't want Kentucky to start being a pain Tennessee's butt, but I mean, it's where we are.
They're kind of already a pain in Tennessee's butt. I know Tennessee has come out on top most of the last decade. This past season in 2017, and then the infamous Tyler Bray, Derrick Rogers rumored not wanting to play in a bowl game. What was that, 2011? Those are the only 3 times Kentucky has beaten Tennessee, which is far too many. But Kentucky's already a thorn in Tennessee's side because beat us down this year because JG didn't know what color his team was wearing. Last year, you needed a goal line stop on 4th and goal to win. You did beat them pretty good in 2018. It was like 24-7, 24-10, something like that.
Yeah, they got back into the game later in the game.
But the defense dominated that football game for the most part. 17, you lose. So since Butch was fired, Kentucky has been a thorn in Tennessee's side.
I don't want to talk about it.
And they've stolen a couple recruits.
Did I just say I don't want to talk about it, Ben?
You brought it up first.
I know.
So
don't realize I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, don't tell me you don't want to talk about it.
I started getting sad, man.
When you brought it up.
I started getting sad. I started thinking about, like, Tennessee being 5-5 against Vanderbilt in the last decade. I started thinking about, like, Missouri when Josh Heupel was there and like, oh, hold on, man. I got a question for you. Yeah, I got a good one for you. It just hit me.
Hit me with your best shot.
Remember when Tennessee hung 50 on Tennessee? Missouri hung 50 on Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
You know who the offense coordinator was?
Josh Heupel, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know why they was trying to pour on the gas?
Because Jeremy Pruitt was trying to recruit Missouri players to transfer to Tennessee.
Correct. There is is strong dislike Barry Odom for Jeremy Pruitt, and they was trying to embarrass Pruitt. There's your question right there, man. Being on the other side of it, man. Maybe that's a question to the side.
You want me to ask Josh Heupel his thoughts on Jeremy Pruitt trying to steal Missouri players to transfer to Tennessee?
I want to know.
And if there was a revenge factor in hanging damn near 60 on us.
Yes, I want to know that. I want to know that from Heupel. I want to know him being offense coordinator and Tennessee was down, all those points right here in the stadium, was he trying to run the score up? And I want him to say yes. If he says yes, I'm going to love Heupel even more.
I'm not asking.
I like him. I like him so far.
I'm not asking. He would sidestep that question.
No, man.
Yeah, he would.
Let him sidestep it. That would tell me all the answers that I need right there if he does.
Like Mike Eckler sidestepping, did you punch Jeremy Pruitt?
Hey, Mike, did you put them hands on Pruitt? Well, all I'll say is
Mark Rick is in for whatever he said.
Him not answering it gave me the answer all I needed right there. That's all I needed. I want to know, man. I want to know because Heupel was calling plays. He was offense coordinator. Y'all could have ran the football. Y'all throwing them deep bombs, man. Or Drew Lock. Throwing back shoulder fades in front of the DB's eyes. I'm like, what is going on? Did you see that throw? Oh my
Why don't you hop on the Zoom and ask questions? You get the same emails I do.
I thought about doing it yesterday. I'm not going to even lie.
Just to listen or ask a question?
Just to listen. I'm going to ask Heupel that privately.
Will you tell the answer publicly?
It depends. I don't want to betray Heupel's trust. It depends. John K said, it has been 0 days since JG has been brought up on the show. I know, man. I'm trying to not bring JG up, but it's really hard to when you. He's only been gone for a couple of weeks.
Or a couple months.
A couple of weeks is a couple months.
A couple of weeks is 2 weeks.
Hey, man. I told my daughter, when she said, I want a dog. We'll get one in a couple of weeks. My wife looked at me all funny. I was like, what? 8 weeks? 8 weeks is like 2 months, right?
Sure.
It's a couple. 2 is a couple, and then a couple of 2s.
You're ridiculous. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Oh, I still 1,000% believe that Jared Garantano is the sole reason Tennessee lost that game to Kentucky. Tennessee's defense was playing well. They were moving the football down the field, and JG just forgot that Tennessee was in orange and not blue.
So now I'm all confused, man. Orange Arkansas, I thought Dooley hung 50 on us. Now, I don't know about Dooley. I thought it was Heupel. Now you threw me off. Man. I got to look it up. I thought that was Heupel that did that. $50-17. Ooh. Oh, man. That hurt. Oh, it hurt. I was at that game, too. Yes, I remember that game because I went. We y'all be quiet over there. Who's that? That Volstorm? Golly, y'all over there loud. Y'all could not whisper in the library. I think it was Heupel who was the coordinator. Boy, y'all talking loud over there, man. We over here trying to do a show.
C-Mac still complaining about me asking about special teams.
Bring him on.
We got Volstorm first. I don't want to hear from C-Mac right now.
All right, Volstorm. Good morning, man.
I like Volstorm better.
Me too.
Your sense of time and space is about like when I ask my mom where she is, and she's like, I'm at the red light. What red light are you at?
What? What'd you say, Sonny?
Yeah, Swain thinks he has the authority of what hometown means.
I don't need to go on Reddit for backup and reinforcement. That's for sure.
I didn't go on Reddit. I Googled it, and Reddit happened to be the first thing that popped up.
And you read it from Reddit.
You're right, because Google gave me the authority to read it from Reddit.
Man, y'all got me all messed up now. Who was offensive coordinator in 2017? It wasn't Dooley, was it? Missouri? I think that was Heupel, man.
You've been Googling for like 20 minutes over there. You still haven't found it?
Because I'm over here trying to police you and C-Mac, man, over here talking all loud.
Derek Dooley was the offensive coordinator at Missouri in 2018 and 2019.
Yeah, so Heupel was there at 17. Got to ask Heupel that question about why he ran the score up against Tennessee, 50-17. He ain't had to do all that. That was too much.
You know why.
Oh, I know why. I want to ask him about it.
But no, we don't know why, because Pruitt wasn't at Tennessee when Heupel was at Tennessee, so that would not have been the reason.
That's right. Damn.
So he just beat Tennessee down just because.
17 was Butch's last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's just trying to beat down Butch. Then can't blame him for that.
Yeah, the Odom Pruitt hate was after Heupel left.
So Dooley was the coordinator,
but he just didn't run it up.
He just ran it up because Tennessee was better than.
Pretty much, because we were terrible. Because we were soft and terrible. There it is. Now it all makes sense.
And the revenge game technically was year 2 when Jawan, we had, 3 100-yard receivers, and JG threw for, 400 yards? That game that clinched a bowl game. That would have been the revenge game.
You had to bring up JG.
Yes,
you could have just said that the receivers had 300 yards, 3 100-yard receivers.
They didn't throw it to themselves.
I mean, they should have. Sorry, Volstorm. It's your phone call.
Can we not bring up JG?
I'm trying not to, Ben.
You just brought him up.
You're over here to talk about Alabama, bringing up JG. No wonder Neil and Mafia is in Tennessee.
Yeah, Neil Mafia
Tennessee
is triggered.
Neil Mafia is triggered because of what Tennessee has done to him over the last several months, and we are the collateral damage.
He's triggered, man.
It's all in what you allow.
I mean,
It's what you allow into your headspace. You can tell Ben's a low man on the totem pole over there for the fact that they got him asking questions about kickers and punters and letting Austin Price answer real questions.
They do not tell me what to ask. They don't even tell me to ask a question. I thought it was relevant. I was curious. I don't give a damn what y'all think. I wanted to know what the punt returner rotation looked like. I wanted to know what the kick returner rotation looked like. And I want to know who's going to be kicking field goals because it could come down to whether Tennessee wins the game or not.
Spicy Ben.
I must have hit pretty close to home for him to get that spicy.
Wow. Spicy Ben. I think this VolQuest is really going to your head, Ben. I think he's just a different person right now.
He hasn't even been there a week yet. He's already starting this.
Look at that. So he don't give a blank about what you think. Wow.
He
never
thinks
said that
because
before.
he has Austin Price behind him, he's got swagger now.
Hold me back, Austin. Hold me back.
Austin, don't tell me what to do or don't do, or what to say, what not to say.
Oh, man. Ben. What's gotten into you?
No. Ben's more like Smokey. Yeah, Austin Price tell me to shut up, but when he leaves, I'll be talking again.
Well, C-Mac got into him about the special teams. Man, I was rolling laughing. I was rolling, man. That cracked me up.
Guys, before I go, I was just curious as to what time Ben's going to be on State Run. See you, bud!
That is, I will not, you know what? I will not block Ben from being on any other show. Like, they be trying to hate on me. I won't do that, man.
Yeah, we won't block me from going on like they block Swain from appearing on things that they're associated with.
Yeah, I won't hate on them like that, man. I won't hate them like that, man. Haters. C-Mac, good morning.
Speaking of haters.
C-Mac's no hater. Good morning, C-Mac. Such in a good mood, man. I guess it's because it's Friday.
It is one funny Friday, boy. I since I started listening to this show, I can maintain one absolute fact. There isn't another individual that could make Ben react that way other than Volstorm, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. But he had a point.
No, you're the reason I responded that way. Volstorm just happened to throw like the cherry on top. Because you are a troll.
I'm not a troll.
You are a troll.
I understand that you don't give.
Who complains about somebody asking about a special teams question? You know how miserable you have to be in your sports fandom and sports life to get mad at somebody else about asking a special teams question? You know how miserable you have to be in your current state of mind?
Pause,
so triggered.
Pause.
He's so triggered.
Pause.
You still haven't given me a better question to ask. I asked you for a better question to ask. You still haven't given me one. You want me to ask about Aaron Beasley dangling cats in a toilet? You want me to ask about the supposed savior of the football program robbing somebody in their dorm room for weed? What else you want me to ask? You want me to ask all the questions that were asked about the scrimmage? You want me to ask about the terrible inside linebacker depth? You want me to ask about Tennessee not having a proven quarterback? What do you want me to ask?
I want you to ask a question. I want you to ask a question that is A, open-ended, B, that is going to attest to the fact that you have not been emotionally
you just lost me now. Now you don't know what you're talking about. The first rule of asking questions the first rule of asking questions in journalism is not to ask an open-ended question. You want to ask a question to where they're going to try to give you a direct answer. So you already lost me.
Okay, now here's where my counterpoint comes in, McKee. Okay, all right. When you ask a direct question outside of journalism, in a journalism industry, or even in any other industry, you know what happens? You said it just a few minutes ago. The person answering the question has every opportunity to sidestep it. I'll give you an example. How many times has folks asked me what the C stood for? A direct question.
I don't know. I don't pay
If you
attention
ask
to
me
you.
an open-ended question, I have a little bit more room to be creative.
I don't see
Y'all, the journalism,
Cletus.
the media members, have
Chicken.
been so afraid to ask a coach a creative question because he has been verbally blankety whipping y'all on these non-responses. Break the habit, ask something more creative, and you won't have that problem. This guy's new. Give him a chance.
Are you saying that he should ask Heupel about I don't know. See, man, give us a question then. I don't even know what you would ask Heupel. That's creative, outside the box.
What are some things that we could do in your early stages of taking on this program that's going to help us move the needle or get more, increase our point spread average with your offense versus what Tennessee's had in the past 5-10 years?
Oh, so you want him to throw some shade on Pruitt and Chaney?
Or no, not specifically just them, but when the last time we put a 50 burger on some real comp? I'll wait.
I think I get on Reddick for that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Reddick might have the answers.
And doing it consistently, not once every 5 seasons.
Oh my gosh.
So
y'all know something else.
What could you bring to the table? Another question. What could our new regime bring to the table with these current group of kids or these current group of football players that's going to help move the needle and help push the win margin even 1 game or 2 games?
I know this is about.
C-Mac
is bothered. C-Mac really wanted you to ask. C-Mac, I know this is about. You know what? John K. is right. C-Mac is mad, Ben, that you did not ask Heupel about Heupel speed and his nicknames. That's what you really want him to do, right, C-Mac?
I mean,
you want the hookup,
that
don't
would
you?
Be a little. I mean, I don't need the hookup. I don't need the validation.
Yes, you do. You want Ben to ask questions for you because you can't ask Heupel yourself about Heupel speed. So you want Ben to ask him about that. That's what you want.
No, not at all. Maybe Heupel drive.
I knew it was one of them. No, honestly, man, I laughed my butt off when I saw your tweet. But I do understand that special teams is 1/3 of the football game.
Ben asked a highly educational question.
No, don't go there now.
I just like questions.
You want me to ask a question that's been asked 1,000 times since he was hired in whatever month he got hired.
Oh man, oh boy, y'all stop. People think y'all really upset at each other.
Yeah, Big Dan needs to chill in the text box. We're not being all that serious.
Yeah, y'all over here joking, man.
I'm not actually triggered. I really don't care if C-Mac liked my question or not, but it does not bother me.
All right, folks think y'all are serious, man.
Well, one person thinks we're being serious.
We ain't serious. We all know, Ben is a homer from the special teams. Since that is the only thing that we can put in the league. Really.
What are you, baby?
PU.
Oh my gosh, man.
He got a point, but at the same time. I guess I got to be honest. I guess I felt a little kind of way because the past couple of years, Ben really helped champion what's that kid's name? Automaglia. And then that kid hit the portal. He gone. That was our last hope at a Heisman right there.
Correct. What's funny about C-Mac is Ben has been on this punt on you train for so long, and he asked that question. That's the funny part. That's the part that's so funny, man.
We need to tell Austin Price this is on brand for Mr. McKee. Just to tell him no. I thought he sounded incredible.
They might rethink Ben Volquez. I don't know. I don't know if we got to bring on Ben Volquez. He has all these special teams questions.
No. If there's one thing they're not going to do, they're not going to do that because, Ben's the future. Ben, sincerely, Ben is the future of sports journalism and the way that he crafts these discussions outside of the PU questions are always very engaging. A lot of people, I can bust on Ben for that one question, but I bet you what I'm not going to do is say anything smart about the way he handled himself alone with Coach T on that Monday that we did the McKee event. All right, because that right there, that should tell you everything you know. That one interview should tell you everything you need to know about how Ben gets down professionally.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Did you just refer to as the McKee event? I don't think it's funny anymore. This call is not funny anymore. It just got serious. The McKee event. What's that?
The McKee event. What do you mean? What's that? That's the show. What are you talking about?
Ben hit you with the landing plane, man.
You done yet?
Ben hit you with the Turkey Man button, man. That's Turkey Man's button. You don't hit. That's Turkey Man's button, man. You don't hit C-Mac with the Turkey Man button.
Come on now.
Ben's over here looking for it like you can't see.
And ride this wave on Friday. Y'all hit this weekend at that hypo speed, all right? I'll holler at y'all.
All right, see you, man. Oh my gosh. C-Mac got us missing and the sickies in the transfer portal. Over here. Trying to be all super nice at the beginning. When you make your wife mad, then you come up, baby, you need anything? You want me to run your bath water for you? No, you know you messed up. When you come in, your dog ate your shoe, and they got that guilty look on their face. C-Mac trying to be all nice at the end of the call. No, C-Mac, you didn't throw shade at Ben at the beginning of the call. Ben never says the D word. Said the D word on here, man. His mom gonna be so disappointed. You're gonna get a text message and an email from mom for that phone call.
Hopefully grandma's not listening.
Grandma definitely listening. You know grandma listening.
Nah, but grandma probably on my side. Get him, Ben. Get him. Grandma, what's his phone number? I call him.
Hour 3, powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
C-Mac know dang well, in 2016 when Tennessee beat Florida, y'all do know one of the big reasons why Tennessee was able to beat Florida, right? Tennessee won the field position game. And field position game is partly won because of special teams and dropping those punts inside that 5-yard line. I don't know. Special teams is kind of like I don't even know if I have a good example. It's not really important. People don't really talk about it like it's important until it's important. Until like you miss a kick or a botched snap or a terrible punt. You shank a punt. Like Super Bowl, the Kansas City kicker, oh my God, man. He was peeing down his leg. He was so nervous. Shanking punts left and right. No one really talks about it until it's the reason why you lose. Oh, C-Mac, man. Oh, man. Big Orange VFL from a physicality standpoint. Jalen Wright looks like an SEC back already. Definitely, man. But definitely. He definitely does. But first,
looks like he scored a touchdown in the scrimmage yesterday. He tweeted out a photo of, I think he said like first one and kneeling, and it was a photo of him holding out the football as he was crossing the goal line.
Yeah, he's balling, man. He's balling. Right quick, let me get to this because I know once we go there, we won't be able to come back. But Catfish Billy says, Ben, fill in the blanks. The leading rusher will be, the leading tackler will be, the leader in interceptions will be, the leader in sacks will be. Dang, y'all think Ben, Miss Cleo, huh? Go ahead, Ben.
I just don't know why Catfish Billy didn't ask me about special teams. The leading rusher this year will be Jabari Small. The leading tackler will be...
How the hell are you supposed to know that?
It'll be Jeremy Banks or Trayvon Flowers. The leader in interceptions will be Alante Taylor. The leader in sacks will be Matthew Butler or Tyler Barron.
Okay.
What say you, Sweno?
Big Shot Rob, I'm going to need for you to close out the app and open it back up or something. Because, man, you didn't send. Did you see what happened?
Yes.
Well, Big Shot Rob might be hitting send 83 times over here.
There's no way he could press send that many times. And Big Shot Rob, EJ transfer with 4 exclamation points. And it popped up about 87 times.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know where I am right now.
Leading rusher?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Leading tackler?
I think it's going to be a safety. I think I'm going to say Joe McCullough or Trayvon Flowers. I'm gonna go there.
Interceptions?
I like Trayvon Flowers.
I can see Flowers doing that.
I like his ball skills.
Sacks? I know.
I'm gonna go Trayvon Flowers or whoever plays a star. Not Trayvon Flowers, excuse me.
Theo Jackson?
Tyler Barron or whoever plays a star. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Trayvon Flowers, but Tyler Barron or whoever plays a star position. That's who I'll go with. leading sacks. But
what about leading receiver?
I'm gonna go Valus. I think he'll catch more balls, more quick hitters because he has the ability to make guys miss in space, more slants and hitches and things like that. I think the leading yards will be Hyatt.
What is that kind of?
But I mean,
leads in, what is your definition of a leading receiver? Because it's possible somebody finishes with more catches, finishes with more receiving yards, heck, finishes with more
yards,
receiving
probably,
touchdowns.
Probably more yards. You can tell the energy in my voice that I'm not really thrilled about answering this stuff in spring.
Well,
after one scrimmage,
you do sports talk radio for a living.
Well,
that's what we're supposed to do.
What we're supposed to do is talk about the latest news, and that is EJ Anasiki's in the transfer portal.
Why do you say that with so much excitement in your voice? You're talking about the sound in your voice. Why'd you perk up there, huh?
You ain't gonna do that to me,
huh?
You ain't gonna set me up for the okie doke, man. Huh? That's what you're not gonna do.
You sure did perk up.
I just want to win some games, Ben. Is that too much to ask? You're not gonna make me feel bad for wanting to win. I want to win. I'm tired of losing.
Are you saying Anasiki is a losing basketball player?
I'm saying that Tennessee has a chance to revamp the roster, and you need spaces to do that. I'm not happy about these men leaving. I want to win, though. I know this is part of the process.
I'm surprised.
I hate that it didn't work out because his sister was a great player here, and she's awesome, and I wanted the feel-good story. I really wanted it. I wanted Drew Pember to work out. He's from Knoxville. I wanted it to work out. It didn't, Ben. It didn't work out.
What about Ticket?
Huh?
Ticket. Devontae Gaines.
He ain't the same as Pember. There's no story behind him besides being from the rough streets of Buffalo.
He got it out the mud.
That's the only thing that I can mention.
Fair enough. I'm surprised EJ Anasiki is transferring only because Rick Barnes said in the middle of the season he was coming back. He had already decided he was coming back.
In the middle of the season, when Anasiki was getting them rebounds, but when Anasiki stopped playing, Anasiki should have made that decision himself and not have the coach make that decision.
I imagine it was a mutual parting of ways.
It's just not a good fit.
No.
Tennessee needs post presence. You know, he's 6'7", trying to play 6'7" on a good day. Seems like playing a post, and he plays his butt off. But he's a below the rim player, 6'7". That's tough, man. That's tough. It just didn't work out. I don't have anything negative to say about Anasiki. You know, again, we joking here. I just want to win, and it's the roster is not constructed in a way for Tennessee to do much damage in the SEC and be as good as they need to be, considering that Rick Barnes is paid like a top 5 coach, top 10 coach in the country. So we knew we would get a ton of turnover. That's 5 players, man. That's 5 players gone.
And there's the possibility for more.
Who else you got, Ben? Put you on the spot. Who's next? Who's next, Ben? Who else do you want to see leave?
I don't want to
Ben, who do you want to kick off the team, Ben?
Anybody leave.
Ben, what's the next player you want to see leave? What other player are you kicking to the curb, Ben? Who do you want to see leave, Ben? Huh? Hello? Is your mic on over there?
Nope, it's not.
Who else are you kicking off the team, Ben?
Don't worry, I'm not trying to get rid of your boy Urosh.
Nelson. When is Uros leaving? He ain't leaving, Nelson. You shut your mouth. You leave Uros alone. Uros is where he needs to be.
Other than Josiah, Santi, and Victor, which would be surprising transfers, Urosh and Olivier are the only 2 left, right? On terms of people at the end of the bench?
Yeah.
So now how many spots does you've got 5 that's left?
There's honestly enough spots where you don't have to touch either one of those guys, to be honest. You don't have to bother those guys.
Don't have to.
But, Ben, I know you like kicking players off the team. So who you kicking off, Ben?
I'm not kicking anybody off.
Yes, you are.
I just wonder if Olivier was frustrated with his playing time this season. That's all.
Parting of ways means someone got fired. Someone broke up with somebody else. That's just a nice way of saying it.
I want Urosh to come back. I agree with what.
So you kicking off Olivier, huh?
Not kicking off. I wonder if he was pleased with his playing time at the end of the year. So I wonder if he is a candidate to also transfer.
I wonder if you're going to answer the question instead of wondering.
I did answer you the question.
Who do you want to see out of here?
I don't want to see anybody else out of here. I wonder if somebody else will make the decision to get up on out of here.
Which player you want to see going between Uros and Olivier, Ben?
Neither of them. I like both of them.
That's how you ask the question.
I want both of them to come back. Well,
which player you think would be a good special teams player if he played football?
Olivier would be a great blocker on punt team. Uros could definitely be on the protection team at that size.
He's too tall to be bending over, man. The kicker would probably hit him in the back of the helmet.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't touch Uros. Dave says Uros didn't look awful at the end of the year. That's right.
That's a backhanded compliment.
So, I still take it.
No, but I agree. I've said this on the show. I thought Uros did enough the last couple of weeks to warrant me wanting him to come back. I thought he showed something. I thought he flashed a little bit.
Why you keep talking about Uros and not talk about the other guy?
Because we didn't see Olivier play, which is why I wonder if Olivier was frustrated about Uros playing over him, which he shouldn't be, because Uros was making plays, and Olivier comes in the game and gets boxed out, doesn't get a rebound, and then turns the basketball over. So I don't know why he would be upset with his playing time.
Why are you so afraid to just say you want Olivier to transfer?
Because I don't want him to transfer. I think he can be a good player.
When?
Hopefully next year.
At the end or the beginning?
Don't turn this around on me. You're the one that can't stand Olivier. Every time Olivier mess up, it's funny. Every time Olivier messes up, I can count to myself. I can count on a text from Jason Swain within 30 seconds to a minute. Sometimes longer because you're on the delay watching at home. But I know a text is coming.
That was last year, not this year.
Last year was this year.
His freshman year, I did that.
Both years. Both of
this year was more Folky.
And Santi.
Yeah. This year was more Viscovi and Fulkerson.
You know, there's a theme there.
What is the theme?
A light skin brother.
Nah, ain't no theme. The theme is stop playing scary. It was Olivier's theme last year. He would drive me crazy playing scary. And then this year, Folky would drive me crazy for getting pushed around. And then Santi would drive me crazy turning the basketball over and jumping out of bounds to pass. Those are the two things. Those are two things I would text Ben about. Here we go. Here we go again.
I could always count on it.
Don't let him push you around like that, Folky. Come on, man. God, he's playing soft. That's what I would text you.
You would, and you were right.
I would text you that.
Your criticism was fair.
Olivia, I didn't say much about him this year.
Well, midway through the season, you were still texting me about Olivier, but then you just kind of quit.
Oh, man. You're so mean, Ben.
I know.
You're so mean. We're gonna get some transfers in here, man. We really going to have a brand new roster like an NBA team.
And I love it.
Why?
Because
you just want to win. Just say it, Ben. It's okay. You're not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. You just want to win. It's okay. The roster wasn't good enough. You said this before. The roster was not good enough. The roster needed to be tore up, rebuilt. Rick Barnes gets a mulligan. Just go fix it. Because Rick Barnes is the type of coach that he is and he has a reputation, he can attract players. He's already done it once with Powell. Did it with Victor Bailey. He's going to continue to do it. So I'm looking forward to learning all these new names, man. New names. Hopefully they're easy to pronounce.
Like Quentin.
Like Quentin what?
Bouget-Jones.
Huh? Quentin D.
Quentin D's.
Just D.
Dibunje.
Mark says both need to be gone. Got enough cheerleaders. Come on, Mark. Uros is more than just a cheerleader, Mark. He's a soul. He's a soul of this team. Get a watch it, Mark. No slander of Uros is allowed on this program. Great week, guys. Get the Masters. You got Tennessee baseball against Florida this weekend. More Tennessee football coverage as recruits are coming into town. Big-time recruit for Tennessee, Taven Jackson, dual threat quarterback from Indiana, will be here. So we'll have a lot of coverage. Why don't you pay attention to Ben McKee there on VolQuest.com. What? You been DMing recruits, getting the latest from recruits?
Everybody can reach out but C-Mac.
For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Have a great weekend. Safe weekend. Same time on Monday mornings.